It is spoopy. Look at this. It's all kinds of like slightly dark because I'm recording this around nighttime. Because what other time do I have to record it? I don't know. Lost, you need to start actually getting proper recording sessions in. I swear. I'm not doing it because I'm like, I know what I could build for a deck at like midnight o'clock. I built a Force of Will deck, y'all. That's the trading card game that I recently put one of those things in. One of the, how to say, what are they called? Deck strategy videos, I guess. Deck profile. I was looking through a whole bunch of things and I could not tell you. Like I didn't know. I was like, this looks fine. Just throw it all over in there and everything. Oh, my mind gets very active about things. When it comes to fun little hobby situations and whatnot, because those are more immediate areas that I could change, and I can always change them. And it's very fun to change those things because I could just open all these possibilities and look at all these cards that are online and just be able to select the ones that I want and have it, and it's fun and it's exciting and it's thrilling and it's new, and just like I get this new deck that I get to play with and just really really cool. But I can't really do that when it comes to like this. And I guess in a lot of ways there's a sort of transference of I want to better myself. I want to have a better figure. I want to be more feminine looking. I want to have all these nice, pretty things and have all these wonderful, wonderful clothings and whatnot. And I kind of can't. And it's always a difficult struggle for me about how feminine I should put myself out to be, because in a lot of ways I feel like that's not me. In a lot of ways I feel like that is exactly me. And I know that's kind of weird to like hear, I guess. At least for me, it's very much a struggle between what do I want to do for fun and what do I want to do to show myself. And I will say about 70% of my life has gone to me not caring about my appearance, me not caring about the way I look in general and whatnot. And I only say that in that regard because I just generally didn't care. And it's a lot of ways, I guess, because I wasn't representing the self that I wanted to be. It didn't really matter how much I looked and whatnot. And it's getting more and more towards I'm getting more stuff and I'm feeling a little bit more changes and whatnot. And it just feels to me like maybe I should start acting more feminine in some sort of degree or fashion. How does one do that? And am I like losing something because of that? And rightly, I want to say no. Rightly, no. I don't want to say that. And at the same time, I see it the other's perspective where, like, I kind of am, because that spot of me that didn't care about how I looked, that didn't care about the way people perceive me and whatnot, it's no longer there, and it's getting replaced essentially. And it's just one of those really hard things that I've nailed myself into, and I'm trying to like unscrew it out. And it's a hard thing to unscrew, and it's a hard thing financially to apply, and it's literally just one of those things that just suck. Just really really sucks. I don't like the way my hair looks either right now. I don't know why it's so frizzy. It gets this way sometimes where it's just really really frizzy. Usually you'll see it like it's a little bit better than this. But I suppose because I did just work recently, it's just all kinds of over and whatnot. My hair is usually better. At least I think it looks better or something. I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. But largely, I mean, I don't feel feminine, and that's the suckiest thing, I think. And it sucks even more because I feel like I should feel this way, and I just, it's one of those things where you just don't know how to properly react or do or say or even care or even mind. And it sucks because what am I supposed to do but wait? What am I honestly supposed to do but wait? That's it. This is a waiting game more than anything else to me. I just gotta wait. I gotta suffer. I just want to do things, but I can't do them. And I see all these other hobbies that I want to do and everything like that. I'm just like, I could do that right now, and I want to do it. So I do it. And then I feel a little bit happy for myself because I'm divulging my time and my energy towards something else entirely and not worrying about that. But then, I go back to this and I think about this every time I have to put on a video or something like that. Not to be like, on you people, just it just sucks to always have this in the back of my head. And it just gets more and more throbbing as time goes on. And I still need to do other things too. Like, I literally need to get new glasses. I need to get my car fixed for numerous different things. And I also need to pay people, and I need to get presents because, holidays are coming up and whatnot. And that's cool and everything, but it's just, financially speaking, it just sucks to transition. It just does. I'm very glad that my healthcare pays for what it does. And I need to go to the doctor again, find things and do things and be like, hey, switch me to this or that, please, and just this or that. Just like, it's getting exhausting on numerous things. That's just what it is. And some days are going to be exhausting, and some days are going to be wonderful, and some days are going to be terrible. And it's been so many years. And to tell the truth, y'all, I've never liked my appearance. Like, I just never have. And I wish it had more flair to it, more feminine charm to it or something, and it just doesn't. And it sucks. And I kind of like the fact that my voice is a bit more gender neutral, but like, it's still not enough, essentially. Like, I would like it to be more feminine looking or hearing, I guess, or something like that. I know there's training that you could do and things like that. It's just, it's hard. I mean, transitioning is hard. That's what it is. Like, you're not becoming a new person, but you're learning to adapt to society to be this person. And there's so much. By no means is this like some sort of like, how to say, by no means is this like I'm tired and I want to go home. This is just, I see what's in front of me and it just makes me worry more. And I'll get through it, but I want to whine and complain a bitch right now. I do. I really do. Sometimes that's all you need to do is just whine about it and just be sad about it. Like, a lot of people out there, they don't understand how important that is to just generally just feel bad about yourself. And I know that sounds weird to say, but it feels good to just be like, I want to feel bad for myself right now. I want to not be happy about all these things going forward. I just want to feel like shit to this degree because it sucks. It sucks. There's so many positive messages out there that are just like trans women are women and trans men are men and everything like that. And like, you can say that as much as you want on the internet, and you can say that as much as you want, be as supportive as you want, but in the end of the day, bigots are gonna hate for whatever reason. People are gonna mistake you for whatever reason. It's not a matter of that support that's there. It's a matter of those things that come back, and they just show up sometimes, and sometimes it just really sucks. And I'm not saying no to the support. I'm just saying that despite it being there, you're just gonna have that too. You're gonna have both those things. Some days you just want to feel like shit. And this is just one of those days where I feel it, and just like, the more and more I go on with my life, the more and more I realize that I did a lot of things to escape my situation. Like, I'll admit that. I really, really will admit that. I don't really live in the real world. I just don't. Like, I'm sure some people out there may argue otherwise or whatnot, but I mean, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I don't feel like I ever truly like lived in this world in comparison to most other people. There's just so much shitty things that go on. There's so many terrible things that happen. And just, I'm on my stuff that it just sucks to have. And then I just go play games, or I go build a deck of Force of Will, or I watch TV, or I go out to eat or something like that. And I know these are normal things that a lot of people do, but I do it to an excessive amount. I know I do. I do. I don't want to deny that at all. I want to clarify that I recognize that. And honestly, I don't think, if I didn't have these kind of escapes and whatnot, I don't think I'd be as stable as a person as I am right now. I really don't. And I don't mean that in a mean way or in a very sad way or in like that. It's just, it's how I cope. It's how I look at things. It's how I feel things, and just how I go about my day. And I know a lot of people out there don't think I have as many burdens as they think, but just, you don't know people's lives. You really don't. That's why I try not to get at other people, but I mean, I still will. It just happens. But it feels to me every now and again, just the weight of the world crushing down more and more. The more and more I hide into this little hole or something like that, I'm not addressing certain issues and whatnot. And I guess what I'm really trying to say is, I'm annoyed at myself for not calling the doctor sooner, and I still haven't, and I need to call them and talk to them to get this all done, because it's just wave after wave after wave of just, do this, and then you could transition, but do this too. Then you could do that, and then do this, and then it just keeps going on and on. It just feels like this weird sort of rabbit hole that never ends. Bureaucracy of just no results. I mean, I got it. I got the patch. I got Spirix and whatnot. I got all those things. I do. I have them. It's happening, but it doesn't feel like it's happening. And I thought I would feel more or something. And it's not fair to say that I should have more or something right now. It's not fair to say that right now. But I want it. I'm usually inclined to get things faster than I usually do. And I would love to have these awesome transitioning goals and be able to wear these nice things and just look the way that I feel, and just generally speaking, just go out and just, I feel more of myself. And is more of myself that? I don't know. I don't honestly know, because I don't have the money for it. I don't have the clothes for it. I'm not able to experiment with myself, and it sucks, because it's just like, what if I turn out and I'm not? And it just, like, I should be happy for who I am, but what if I'm not as feminine as I think I am, or I don't like feel the clothes, or I don't look the way that I want to look, and it sucks. It's these uncertainties and all these things that I can't test out on my own. I can't just go online and look at stuff and be like, okay, I'll wear this and grab it, because I don't know how I actually look in it. You don't know how you look in clothes until you actually put them on, and you can't buy clothes until you actually just, well, you can't wear clothes until you buy them, online at least. And then if you go to like an actual apartment, there's even more things like there that you have to like deal with essentially. It gets really, really annoying. It just does. It really, really does. All these things just want to do. Just some days I feel feminine. Just like generally like I could wear all these things and I could look really nice and pretty. But the majority of the days of the year, I don't feel that. That's what kind of scares me. That's what kind of like makes me go doubting myself on this kind of situation. And I know people have their doubts on this type of thing, and just it gets me every now and again that I can't really test things out. It makes me worried that I may have done something wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. I mean, even for a second, it's just one of those things where it's just like, it sucks. And the more and more I make myself think about it, the sadder I get about it. Because it feels like nothing's moved. And things have moved, but it doesn't feel like things have moved. And that's the suckiest bit about this. And there's nothing that could rightly make it go faster. And I need to learn to handle it more. And I'm trying to. And I'm trying to dive into other things as much as possible. But when we do these vlogs, when I talk about these things, I start to realize how much I have going for myself, and how much I have to get through things, and just I mean, I don't hate doing these vlogs. They help me get out a lot of emotion that I need. But it just sucks having to rewind into this kind of stuff, because I think about it. I know to a lot of people out there, it may seem like I'm kind of happy-go-lucky in a lot of ways and whatnot. But that's largely because I don't like to think. I really don't. I'm not very good at thinking. And when you think a lot as a human being, you start to be aware of your own existence, and you start questioning certain things about yourself. And it gets really, really dark real fast. And generally speaking, the more intelligence you have, the more you think, the more you hate yourself. You hate your situation. You hate the universe. And you sink into depression in a lot of ways. I'm not saying everyone that has depression is intelligent. Just everyone that is intelligent is very aware of their existence of just suck. And I trained myself a lot to just not think, because life is so much easier when you don't think. It's so much better when you don't think. Don't think about things that are usually going on about it. But I have to think about it. I have to confront my demons. I have to confront things that I've been thinking about for a while. And this is what I get. I'm just kind of afraid. I mean, it's okay to be afraid, but I think this is the first time I've really said it out loud, that I am kind of afraid of what's going to happen, like, overall. I mean, people could assure you as much as they want, but It doesn't quell your fears. It doesn't change the way you're thinking, and it sucks that that's the case. And I'm not saying I don't want support or I don't need support or I don't want to hear things that are supportive, I guess. I'm just saying that regardless of any of those, I'm going to still feel that way. It's fear is something that you confront. It's not something that you run away from, and I'm more inclined to run away from fear than just outright confront it. Uh, I'll admit that wholeheartedly. I've never been one for scary movies and anything like that. And for a long time, I've never really had to worry about doing a lot of serious situations in regards to thinking about it and whatnot. They either happen and I have to deal with it, or I don't have to deal with it. It's a one or the other. This is the first real time that I've really had to confront something. And the more and more I go into it, the more and more I fear that it may not be like ending as the best way as possible. And I build up a lot of things in my head, and from both angles, from both good and both bad, and just I'm just afraid, and that's fine. That just means I'm afraid. I could still get through this. I could still manage myself for who I am. And it's fine. It is fine. I'm not saying just fine just to assure people and whatnot. It's fine that I have these feelings. It's important that I have these feelings. And it's important that I stand by myself and feel who I am. And hopefully I can reach for a better self tomorrow. And that's all I could really ask for. All I could really do. And by all means, if that's the case, I am fine with it. I don't like it, but I'm fine with it. And that's kind of it, really. It's got way more sappy than I thought it would. Way more vulnerable than I thought it would. But I'm glad we had this talk. I am.